It doesn't get any better than this with Abba Appelstein. Are you ready for This Is Your Life, Abba?
Absolutely.
Who's your favorite kid?
Not handle it because they are all on an even plan. Or pan, or fan, whatever it is.
They're all even, I think is what he's saying. Okay, everybody's going to come up here, take the microphone, and ask you a question. And I'm going to start off, and since I'm a sports guy by heart anyway, if you were the sports commissioner of all sport, okay, and you could change one thing in football or baseball or hockey or basketball, I'm going to throw soccer in too, because after all, we are a soccer family, right, Melissa? What would you change in sports that would be a permanent thing?
I haven't the faintest idea because it wouldn't make one iota of a difference whether it was one way or another. It's looked at it for entertainment, and that's the way I accept it.
There you go. Good answer. That's actually a very good answer. Who's next? Hannah Starr, ladies and gentlemen.
I agree. Okay, Grampy, my question to you is, what was your favorite thing about our grandmother, Grandma Betty? What was your favorite thing about her?
She was a lovely, lovely woman. She was a little abrasive at times with the kids growing up, like most parents are. But deep down, she really was a nice person. And I, fortunate, was able to, in a sense, change and reform myself and have a lovely lady that fills what my wife used to do.
Okay, I'll ask one more. My yeah, that was good. Oh, Mom. Okay, my second question is, do you have a favorite memory from all of our family trips? Of all of them?
I'm going to tell you, I get, whether it's a family trip or it's just a few, I was set on this world to do and have a family. I have accomplished what I have tried to do, and it's magnificent, and it doesn't get any better.
It doesn't. Love you, Grampy. Okay.
Go easy if
Go.
you know what's good for you.
Go easy. All right. What was your favorite of the many Boston championships? What was your top championship?
To tell you, I live in a city that have more championships in baseball, football, hockey than any other city in the United States. And I have learned to like them all and to enjoy them.
Well, I have two. I only have two. No, I like that answer.
Go easy.
All right, so I calculated the odds of you winning the lottery because I'm a mathematician. I figured out that the odds of you winning the lottery were 1 in 5.3 million. Okay? Does it hurt your feelings that after winning that much money, that you never gave one single dollar of it to your oldest son?
Well, there's an explanation for this.
Because it better be a good one.
Because even though I won as much as that, my oldest son had more money than I, and he didn't need it.
That is no longer true. Sometimes circumstances change. You need to. Please figure this out. Oh wait, you've stopped getting checks, right? So I want to tell you a story.
Go, Jerry. Take as much time as you need.
I want to tell you a story. When you first won the lottery, Matthew, the CPA, CFA, and all the other letters next to his name, said, we're going to invest this money. We have to put it into this account. We got to do this. We got to do that. I said, Matthew, just chill out. Let him go out, spend the money. Just let him enjoy his life. He's going to get 240 payments of whatever it is, and let him go out there and spend it. He's never going to live long enough to spend it all. I have. And if he does make it to the end, I got him covered from there. I am so fucked. I am so happy that we've actually experienced you running out of money. I mean, that's just not even okay. I mean, the joke was he had quadruple bypass, he had prostate cancer, and I used to say to him, I'm going to run you over by a car because you won't go down. All right, so let me ask you. So you're here. What would you like to accomplish? What would you like to have for your 90th birthday?
I have not really looked into it because I am satisfied with my life. It can't really be any better than it is now, and I'll accept whatever happens.
Will you just take a birthday cake? It's been a little stressful, okay?
No, I figured because of the age, I should get more than I should.
And by the way, he's run out of money. It'll be on my nickel.
So I want your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren to learn a little bit about you. So I remember growing up, going to the beach house, and your parents spoke a different language. How was that growing up with two different languages spoken in your family?
It was a bitch.
Do I need to tell you ahead of time there's young children here? So tell us a little bit about your life growing up. One of the things that you started to talk about is you had your Uncle Sam and Aunt Betty's kids were much older than you, and they had kids. What was that like? How did you have to help out with the other families? I want them to understand a little bit.
I had a miserable.
Okay, I'm going to change my question. Okay, I'd like to delete the last minutes of the tape. And suck some alcohol out of your system. So tell them about your babysitting, your adventures in babysitting, what you had to do to babysit.
My relatives used to wait in line to see my availability because I was dirt cheap. Didn't cost a penny. They would bring children into the house, and then they would go to Filene's basement and spend the whole day, and I was there lining them up, diaper, 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 and diaper. And that went on until they were beyond diaper, diaper, diaper.
What did you have to do on your bike? Tell us about where you biked to babysit kids. Didn't you bike out to?
I used to use my bike from Cleveland Circle, and I used to go through Wellesley, that big long hill, and babysit in Framingham. Yeah. And when I wasn't babysitting with the bike, I would take the B&W bus, and I used to get change for babysitting, which was an improvement. But by riding home in the bus, the B&W bus, I always lost the change that was in my pocket that was in the chair. So you know what I did? I stopped babysitting.
You want it? Love you.
First, Dad, I just want to say I love you. So, you've been on this earth 88 years, and you have all these grandchildren here and the next generation, 4 generations in this room. Any advice that you have for your grandchildren and great-grandchildren?
Enjoy them.
No, that's good. But anything you wish you had done differently in your life?
I did what I felt was right. It wasn't for me to correct or alter my grandchildren growing up because they had parents. Well, I mean, you were an exception, and I took advantage because you were a female and the other 2 were boys. I have to admit that.
Say that again.
And I-
Go ahead, say that again.
No, it's on record, honey.
I am so lucky, so fortunate. 18 years we've been doing this. And the fact as soon as I finish, I look forward to the following year. I get so much enjoyment being with my family. It doesn't get any better than this.
All right, who else has a question? Come on, Jessica.
I just have a question. It's very simple. Okay, Grampy. I just have one question. I'm very serious though. Does it really not get any better than this?
Hopefully, you can improve in perfection. And I'm happy. I'm happy.
Thank you, Grampy. Love you.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. I didn't realize I was being filmed. This is embarrassing. Hi, Grampy.
When he talks, you're going to want to put the microphone in.
That's a good point. I literally wouldn't have even thought about it. Okay.
By the way,
Jordan.
don't you feel dismissed?
Jordan. Okay.
The funniest thing of all day.
Okay, Grampy. What has been the best thing about being a Grampy? What has been the best thing about being a Grampy?
To enjoy family. It's something that I was not brought up with, and I missed it. And I said, I am going to enjoy my family. I'm going to work pleasurably to improve my family. And my kids made it very easy for me.
Thank you for answering that, Grampy.
I remember my oldest son used to live in New Jersey, and I would drive from Brighton, and I would drive at 5 o'clock in the morning to be in New Jersey because I wanted to say, have a nice day to my grandchildren. That's how important it was. 3 hours. A couple times I ended up in a naval station in Rhode Island taking the wrong road.
It's so easy to do.
But it was important to me at that time because Jerry married earlier, had children, and to me, that was more important than anything I have ever done.
It was important to us too. We'll never forget that. And the bubki? The bubki? And the dots? Yeah. Yeah. It was very reliable. Thank you, Grampy, for being there.
Thank you for being.
Okay. Oh, wait, I have another question. Okay, this is maybe a big ask, but if you could give each of your grandkids a superlative, meaning if you could give each grandchild a title, a compliment, what would it be? You could start with Jessica and then go to Melissa and Jordan and Hannah. Maybe just one for all of us. Yeah. Okay, think about it. We'll come back. We'll circle back and at the end.
I didn't take favoritism amongst my grandchildren, and my sons and daughter will tell you that I treated them all the same. They treated me with respect, which is all I wanted, and love. And like I said to me numerous times, it doesn't get any better.
That's fair enough. That's beautiful. No. Did you not ask a question?
Why do you guys go together? While you guys decide, I can ask a question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Take the mic.
So I did see photos of you being young. You're a very handsome man. And Jerry was mentioning a couple of questions that nobody knows about your past. So I'm going to take the heat and ask that one question. So when you were, a young man, a stud, and you were painting houses, do you have any stories of, something that happened when you went and painted the house?
Did you notice they took the sex toys?
No. So, do you have any anecdotes that are, interesting back in the painting days?
What worked for me, and it was not work, it was a pleasure, and I left it at that.
I did not crack that nut.
Love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
Oh, wait 1 second. Seriously, I mean, no kidding aside. Is there any chances of getting 2 little drumsticks to announce that one of my favorite grandsons is going to question his grandfather? Be careful of what you ask.
Grimpy, I don't need to be careful anymore. You ran out of checks. I can be honest.
I never run out of checks.
Here's your drumsticks.
Hey, Grampy, that's about my first question. So we all know you're the funniest person ever, right? We love you. You think of great material. Where do you come up with your material?
I have
Where's
the
the inspiration?
foggiest idea. I open my mouth and the words come out.
That is. Wait, there's a second one. No, I'm not giving you. I'm just trying to remember the phrase.
How many languages did he have growing up?
Oh yeah. When you were in high school.
Jordan, your microphone's for you.
When you were in high school, how many languages did you have to learn, and how many languages did you speak?
I was in Latin school, and I took Latin, French, German, math, and ancient history. I took 6 majors at one time, and I could not handle it. It was beyond my control. at that time, Latin school was the toughest college. It was the stepping stone to Harvard. And I could not handle it because, I mean, you're learning 3 different languages, Latin, French, and German. Latin, which was ridiculous because all you could use Latin for was as a definition of a word. But French and German you had to learn, and it was tough.
Do you remember any?
I don't remember anything because I used it all when I went to Europe.
Your daughter is a coach now, right? And she's been directing me and coaching me for 19 years.
Yeah.
So she wants me to ask you if you have anything else you'd like to say besides it doesn't get any better than this, because I think we've already used the quotient up for this show. But you are terrific. You know that, right?
Thank you. And you know what? I work at it. And it's a pleasure work. It's not physical work. I just enjoy with so much response of loving my kids, loving my grandkids, and I have this love with Lorraine I'm an old, I can't say it. I can't express it any further than that. But I love it, and I'm glad I have been here as long as I've been. And God willing, I'll be a little bit longer, and I'll watch my grandchildren being born and getting older, and it doesn't get any better than that.
Standing ovation by the Appelstein group here at the Ritz in Key Biscayne, Florida. I don't think anybody sat through the whole thing. Oh, no, now he wants it. Right.
I don't want to be blackmailed.